This is the CBS Evening News with Scott Pelley. Good evening, I'm Bob Schieffer. Since the horrible tape surfaced yesterday of Baltimore Ravens running back Ray Rice beating his then fiancée, there's been a torrent of criticism that the National Football League had been insensitive to the whole issue of domestic violence. Rice was fired by the Ravens and suspended indefinitely, but not permanently, by the league. But questions have been building about how much the league knew and when officials knew it. Late today, Commissioner Roger Goodell gave his first interview, and Nora O'Donnell of CBS This Morning got it. Nora?
Bob, Commissioner Roger Goodell was adamant that no one, he says, in the NFL had seen this second videotape before Monday. He called it new evidence, and he said it's the reason they decided to suspend Ray Rice indefinitely. When did you first learn about this second tape?
Yesterday morning. I got into the office and our staff had come to me and said, there's new evidence, there's a video that you need to see. And I watched it then.
Did you know that a second tape existed?
Well, we had not seen any videotape of what occurred in the elevator. We assumed that there was a video. We asked for video, but we were never granted that opportunity.
So did anyone in the NFL see this second videotape before Monday?
No.
No one in the NFL?
No one in the NFL, to my knowledge, and I've been asked that same question, and the answer to that is no.
How is it that the NFL couldn't get their hands on the second tape, but a website called TMZ could?
Well, I don't know how TMZ or any other website gets their information. We are particularly relying on law enforcement. That's the most reliable. It's the most credible. And we don't seek to get that information from sources that are not credible.
The question becomes, did the NFL drop the ball, or was the NFL willfully ignorant about what was on this tape?
Well, we certainly didn't know what was on the tape, but we have been very open and honest, and I have also from 2 weeks ago when I acknowledged that we didn't get this right. That's my responsibility, and I'm accountable for that.
But what changed? I mean, on the first tape, she was lying unconscious on the ground, being dragged out. Did you really need to see a videotape of Ray Rice punching her in the face to make this decision?
No, we certainly didn't, and I would tell you that what we saw in the first videotape was troubling to us in and of itself. But what we saw yesterday was extremely clear, is extremely graphic, and it was sickening. And that's why we took the action we took yesterday.
What does that mean that he was suspended indefinitely? Does that mean Ray Rice will never play in the NFL again?
I don't rule that out, but he would have to make sure that we are fully confident that he is addressing this issue clearly. He has paid a price for the actions that he's already taken.
So Ray Rice could return to football, possibly?
Well, you heard the commissioner say, I don't rule that out. He clearly would have to show that he's taken some additional steps. So that's clearly going to get some attention.
And the commissioner's own status, did he say anything about that?
Well, there have been some calls for Commissioner Goodell to step down. I asked him if he feels like his job is on the line, and he said, no, I'm used to the criticism. I'm used to that. Every day I have to earn my stripes, he said.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Nora.
Thanks, Bob.
And you can see much more of Nora's interview with Commissioner Goodell first thing tomorrow on CBS This Morning. The woman that Rice assaulted is now his wife, Janae Palmer. Today, she essentially told everyone to butt out. On Instagram, she defended Rice. She lashed out at the media and the public, writing, to make us relive the moment in our lives that we regret every day is a horrible thing. To take something away from the man I love just to gain ratings is horrific. Well, that video has focused attention on domestic violence, but too often it goes unreported. Elaine Quijano found many victims feel they have no choice but to stay with an abusive partner, and we caution you some of the images in her report are disturbing.
This is what happened to 38-year-old Angela Brower the day she tried to leave her abusive boyfriend.
He punched me in the eye with every bit of force he had, and it knocked me unconscious.
The beating left Brower with multiple bruises, a broken nose, and a broken eye socket. The Tennessee woman posted pictures of her injuries on Facebook.
It helped me to see what the man I loved had done to me. And then after all the responses I got and all of the messages and all of the other women responding the way they did, I continued to put my pictures on Facebook to make other women aware that this is not what love looks like.
Every minute, 20 Americans are victims of physical violence by a partner or spouse. That's 10 million people a year, according to the CDC. 85% of them are women. Lil Corcoran runs a women's shelter in northern New Jersey.
You don't like it when people ask, why did she stay? Why don't you like it when people ask that question?
When we join in that sort of pile on, we're kind of just reinforcing this idea that there must be something wrong with her, she must be stupid, why can't she figure this out? And I like to see the focus change on what's wrong with him. Why does he do this? If someone pushes him to the point where he feels he needs to hit them, why doesn't he leave?
Corcoran says the most dangerous time for a woman in an abusive relationship is the period when she tries to leave. It's why Angela Brower believes her boyfriend tried to kill her.
I would tell any woman that the first sign of abuse, walk away. Because it never gets any better. It always gets worse with each occurrence.
Victims advocates tell us many women do leave their abusers, but they stress before leaving there has to be a safety plan in place, Bob, so the situation doesn't go from dangerous to deadly.
Now read the most socially relevant book ever written about domestic violence. Please go to onceabused.com and purchase your limited edition copy of the book Once Abused. I promise you will not be able to put it down until you're through.